What's he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Welcome back to another episode of Walk With It. This week we're talking about flawed parents. And that's anybody that's a parent. And you say, well, some people may say, well, I had the perfect parents. Well, that's impossible. And here's why that's impossible. This isn't even the scripture for the week. It's just one of those passages of scripture that's really close to my heart. And that is Romans 3:23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. That's everybody. All have sinned. All of us are imperfect, right? Which makes those of us that are parents, imperfect parents, thus the reason for, or the title for this week, Flawed Parents. Now, the scripture for the week is from Proverbs 22:6, very popular passage of scripture. Train up a child in the way he or she should go, and even when they get old, they will not depart from it. So, that being said, this is based upon, our teaching as far as the things of the Bible go, right? This doesn't really talk about, it's not really talking about the things that we train them up from our flawed natural perspectives. I can tell you this as a parent, I have failed so many times as a parent. Um, Done the wrong things, definitely have said the wrong things, have carried the wrong attitudes, have passed on the wrong views or points of views, and maybe have tried to look at life like, look at it like me based upon my environment, or don't do this like me, or don't be like me when I did this or that. That's how most of us learn from my mistakes, right? It's typically what we do, and it's really passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. So we all have done it. We've all heard it from our parents. They've heard it from their parents. So it makes us all flawed. It makes Romans 3:23 come right into play. But here's the thing: there's only one parent that has no flaws, and he gave us a manual. He gave us a blueprint. I can remember saying there's no blueprint for parenting. It is. There is one. The problem is that we've all sinned. And so when we don't rely on the manual, then what we pass down are flaws and failures and things that have been incomplete in our lives. It's almost natural. It's going to happen because we're human. But the key is this: if you're watching this video, then you've either had some connection with God, or you're looking for some connection with God, and He is the only parent that is flawed, right? So what am I saying about this? Though we are flawed as parents, though we have made mistakes, though we have made bad choices and decisions, oftentimes we look at our children, and if they're not walking in the things of God the way we would like for them to, we tend to take that onto ourselves and say, well, it's something that I did that makes them not want to be with Christ. I disagree. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. I didn't have perfect parents. You didn't have perfect parents. Still yet, somehow, some way, God had the ability to arrest you right where you are, to arrest your heart right where you were. And He can still do it. So if you have children and they're not following Christ, maybe they don't even believe. Maybe they believe in something totally different. Maybe they think that what you believe in is a total sham, right? Keep praying for them, number one. And believe that if God arrested your heart, trust me, this generation is not something new that He can't get through to. He can, and He will, if we just stand and believe and know that we, as flawed parents, still are covered by the mighty, mighty grace of God. Be blessed and walk in that, knowing that you're flawed, accepting that you're flawed, but you have a Father that has no flaws. Walk with it.